I call this meeting to order at 2:34 p.m. We are in the Matthews Suite of the Rights Union. It is June 2nd, 2024. This is the Replacement and Agenda Committee meeting. I don't know why I'm saying all this information. I don't know if I need to. But we'll start with attendance.
All right, Monish Jarlin.
Anamika Naidu.
Catherine Isaacson.
Julia Seifert.
And there's no one else present in the room. So our first interview is in a minute.
I hear someone.
I reckon this place is also not easy to find.
No, let me see if I can go prop the door open.
Do you guys remember that meeting where I literally was falling asleep?
Yeah, I remember that.
I had just got off the plane out to LA.
Oh shit.
And we had driven up here for the
After meetings go on for a certain amount of time, I start to lose track of the questions. Sometimes we'll ask them a question and then they'll finish their answer and I'm like, what question?
Yes. I'm also
And it throws me off.
What?
We have Shay here, but we still
I mean, do you want to just interview Shay now while we're waiting?
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm down.
I don't particularly.
We can interview Shay now, Monish.
Okay.
If he wants to.
If he wants to, he can wait the 5 minutes.
You want to sit like here? Wait, let's move over.
Okay, yeah, we never figured this out. I'm just
We're
gonna
just
pick
sitting
this
there.
seat.
Oh, that's awkward.
Wait, what? Oh, okay.
You can
Let me
sit
just scoot
there or there,
Honestly, no.
or at that table.
Or here.
Here, yeah. It's a little bit awkward.
It's a little bit close.
Yeah, whatever you like.
Wherever you're most comfortable.
No, honestly, we should take this chair, move it back slightly.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. That's more.
Sorry, if you can't tell, we've never met in here before, so we're figuring it out. All right. You will have 5 minutes whenever you. Oh wait, could you state your name and what you're applying for?
Yes, Shay Rubenstein, and the off-campus replacement center position.
Perfect. You'll have 5 minutes whenever you'd like to begin. Your first question is, why did you apply for this position?
So I applied for this position mainly because I think that the University of Florida has had such a significant impact on my personal growth that I believe it's a duty of mine to give back. And I also think that this is the perfect position for me because I have time over the summer. And, you know, I've lived off campus for 2 years, my freshman year and my junior year, and this summer. So I think that I'm a good representative of those students. And I think it's important because those students make up a big portion of the student population.
All right. Your next question is, what experience do you have that would make you a good fit for this role?
Yeah, so obviously, like I said, I have the off-campus living experience, and then I also have plenty of experience being involved at UF. You know, I was assistant director of operations for Accent, as well as director of Jewish Heritage Month for Jewish Student Union. I've had multiple internships over the course of my career at UF in sales and in real estate. You know, working on teams, working with other people who might have different viewpoints than mine, and understanding, you know, and working with them. So I think that experience will be huge for me here.
Yeah. And then what ideas do you have?
So for ideas, I'd like to come up with a great way to, you know, like I said in my application, kind of streamline communication between off-campus students and student government in a way where they're heard more than they currently are. And I think that can be done, you know, through social media or, you know, on-campus tabling, things like that.
Perfect. Do you have any questions for us?
No.
All right, perfect. You have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
guys.
Have a good day.
Glad you found it.
Yeah, honestly. Maybe we should put the door open.
Yeah, maybe prop the door open.
Was it hard to find, or was it like...
No, it was actually easy to get off. It's the only thing on the fourth floor.
That's true.
That's so true. He's got two options.
RNA rooms.
Normally it's like 3115, 3471.
I say those are pretty difficult to find.
I always like forget like which side the meeting room's on, so I'll be like walking on one side of the rights, and then I'll be like, wait, it's something on the other side. You have to like cross the hallway.
Oh, we're not like cool and sequestered anymore.
The suspense.
Oh, his application, sorry, I don't know if we're supposed to do this. His resume says Python code.
So Ronan did not show up. Shay interviewed. Danielle withdrew. So we're hanging out. Tiffany's interviews in 10 minutes.
Okay.
We're waiting for Ronan. Should probably send him an email like, hey, are you coming?
So the seats
up?
open are 1 off campus, 1 sophomore, and 1 Infinity, and 1 Graham.
Yes, but realistically, we're only considering sophomore off campus and Graham because the Infinity candidate withdrew.
Oh, okay. Anamika, how'd you like SGI?
It's pretty fire.
It was fire.
It was cool. I felt like I was an attendee, honestly.
Yeah. Low-key, that was like the ulterior motive of like
Signing
me
up.
staffing. Yeah,
Someone
because
to
I want to
go.
meet all of them.
No, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. No, what's up?
I was gonna say it's so interesting, like to see how other like student governments work because it's like vastly different from ours.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're like in a whole different ballpark. Oh my god. No, like.
There was this one, they didn't even have a Senate, but they called it like the House. And then there was this
Yeah.
separate one,
FAU, yeah.
but there was this other one, which had only a Senate, but they called their Senate president Speaker of the House. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
He was talking about that, and it's
He was
because
sick
the
and tired of it.
president, like before,
Yes, changed
was
it.
yeah, because he hated the president before, and then I guess the president after him does. I don't know. There was drama with the president.
Generational beef.
That was FIU.
We're changing the whole name.
Like, screw
It's kinda
you. We don't care
crazy.
title not make sense.
It's on record
Speaker of
of
the House
us
and Senate.
shitting on other
Unbelievable
Pro
beef.
tempo.
governments.
That's fire.
You know
Well, I don't
what?
think they know how to PR.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
you know
you're
what?
right.
If FIU can access RNA recordings, we should be scared for more reasons than that.
That'd be pretty impressive.
Next level.
They definitely could.
Next year at SGI, so when FIU comes up, I listened to every single one of your committee recordings, and I cannot believe that on June 2nd, 2024, you were saying something
right
about
after
us.
SGI last year. You did this to me.
No, SGI went really well. Very happy
Yeah, it
about
did.
it.
Success.
Awesome.
It was a success. What was your panel even about, Monique? Sorry.
Ronan Bray withdrew.
Oh.
Let's
Oh.
go.
Nice.
True.
It was just about legislation in general, like legislative, like kind of like giving different scenarios. It wasn't it wasn't a panel. It's more like an open discussion. I don't even
Yeah,
consider it a panel.
it was supposed to be a panel, and then
like,
last second, we were like, let's just make more of a discussion
And
based.
so just kind of opened up like different scenarios, like how we
Yeah.
can like respond as a legislative branch. It was cool, and that became like a really cool, like kind of how Catherine was saying. You see how different.
It's
different
kind of like-
legislative
Yeah.
branches do.
It was
It
really
was a
cool.
lot of like,
Yeah.
almost like a mini case study.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we'd be like, here's the situation.
What we-
FGC
and
was
then
so
everyone
funny.
would give their
FGC was
thoughts.
fire. The FGCU was like they would refuse to believe it's hypothetical because all these situations.
They were like, that wouldn't happen
No,
on
but they're like,
ours.
yeah, they're like, no, that would happen. And they're like, no, but we mean this, and they're like, no, it just wouldn't happen. And we're like, no. He's like, all right,
It just
let's
couldn't
do this.
happen.
I'm like, all right.
And I was like, and then okay.
it's
that's the whole
hypothetical.
thing.
They're like,
Wait,
but it
like,
wouldn't
what
be
would the
hypothetical.
situation be?
Well, there was one where it was like, oh, the student newspaper publishes something about your student government, and it's not true or something. Like, how do you respond? Or like they misinterpret a bill or something. And they were like, well, that wouldn't happen. We have a student newspaper. They don't report on us. They wouldn't do that. Like, what are we doing that they would get upset about? And
Yeah.
I'm like,
And they're like, oh,
And then
Pretend.
they're like, oh,
okay?
they're
Go off
so
with
then-
fun.
you talking bad about us? Just defund
They
them.
fund it?
Yeah.
So just defund it? That was
yeah,
what they
no,
said?
one of them was like,
No, but
that's
They were like-
hilarious.
they
No,
were
they
like
did say
half-
that.
Oh,
They
they
said
did?
that.
they were
yes.
half joking, but they were like, we'll just defund
defund
them.
it.
They're like- I was like, well, what if they write an article
Okay,
about
our
how
budget
you
game
defunded
though,
them?
low key,
They were like,
got intense because I was not treating
That
it
was
like
so
a game.
funny.
I was like, y'all,
no,
what's
okay.
going on
Also,
here?
it was so funny
I
because
didn't do
me,
that
Julia,
one.
and Hunter are obviously sitting here, like, not taking it seriously, but kind of taking it seriously.
No, because
the other people were, like, low-key
okay,
intimidated.
when I walked in, I was like, oh, this is fun, a budget game. This will be great for learning. But then I kind of realized that you probably shouldn't teach budget as a game, like, to begin
Yeah.
with, because
Yeah.
that kind of sets the tone of, like, treating budget as a game.
you think this is a game?
You should probably treat it more seriously than
Yeah.
that, even if it's helpful.
What was like a
But-
Kahoot type thing?
No, it was a board game. And so
Oh,
an example of that is that there was this one card. Okay, we basically kept like adding funds to something, then taking it away, and like another thing that's like slightly
Yeah.
related to that.
Yeah, it was
Anyway.
stupid. Like,
yeah, it was stupid.
Also because it's like the person who makes one decision, the next person who makes it, it's like your decisions aren't connected to each
Yeah.
other. So it
Right.
like you're like okay, basically it's like we need more money, so like everyone who uses intramural equipment has to pay money. But then the next thing would be like, let's make this cheaper for people. And it's like you just made, like these decisions were contradictory. Like you just made the sports.
Okay, but the one thing that happened, I'm trying to remember what the hell happened.
Laurel didn't read the card.
She was just like, just play like card 1, and so then
because it gave you the most money. But it was like increased tuition by like 30%.
They were like,
something ridiculous.
something
The
about
case studies were interesting.
For us.
My team won.
They were like they like did case studies.
No,
on
the
situations.
judge panel was
Like answers.
brutal, bro.
I was like sitting there,
was
my group was
insane.
discussing their case study, and I was sitting there, and I was like, you can't do that. I was like, that's unconstitutional
Yes.
according to the U.S. government. And I like started raising concerns, and they just kind of like went over me, and I was like, you know what? I'll just do the nice little graphic on our slide.
It was unbelievable.
Were you group 1?
Yeah.
Okay, someone texted in our chat, and they were like, y'all, guess what group 1 just
They were like, no, because
Group 1 decided that the Board of Trustees just doesn't have that power.
Oh yeah. They cited a lot of just like can't do
And
that.
I was like sitting
That was
there,
so funny.
and then they were like suggesting that like representatives of each organization decide how much how to divide the like money between the organizations, and I was like, that's not like, and I was
They
just
actually had to fight to the death.
No, but the advisors loved being like brutal. Like they love it.
No, and then the FSU guy was like, I'm really interested with these
He's
people
funny.
because we just played a board game. I should have taught them not to do this shit. Like
That was
it
so
was
funny.
so intense.
Because like apparently part of the like presentation was like you need to have a like strong reserve fund, you need to maintain reserve, and their solution was we immediately give away a third of our
Their
reserves.
So was that-
presentation,
no, it was
their
bad.
budget presentation also didn't emphasize not to use your reserves. Because when we were in our board game, I was like, guys, don't take money out of the reserve.
Turns out that's half the objective.
And we were like, oh, okay, so we just won't.
Who made this?
And like, then we ended up using reserve money because I was like, whatever, it's a game, it doesn't matter, it's not real government. And then he gets on the mic and he goes, Category 3 hurricane tornado thing. Yeah, your reserves is gone now. And I was like, shit, we don't
he
have
just
any
kept coming
money.
over and like taking our money.
What?
Yeah.
And so like the only way to actually win the game would basically
To
be
cut
to make your
everything.
school horrible.
Like it didn't make any sense. It was literally
Classic
like the only way to get out of the deficit was to just like
Classic
defund the
FSU.
hell out of everything and start funding people for everything.
Wait, that was
So
not for the minutes.
The team that won by
Oh, it was.
16 points. No, the team that won by 16 points.
They probably just played all
They
their
did
cards,
everything.
yeah.
I was like,
So they just like effed everyone over?
basically, and then they won because they had the best budget. But it's like
That's why budget game don't work.
that did not work. It didn't teach you anything. I was like, what?
Yes.
I guess it's okay for like Robert's rules and like
Yeah.
making motions,
I
but we
think
didn't really
you
do
know,
that.
it
should make
shit.
a
Our
Robert's
like
rules
rules,
game.
like we tried to do like
could do that.
Whatever.
You tried to make one?
Well, no, I was like, well, me and
Still need to
like
do,
Roman
like-
were like, oh, like we moved by unanimous consent, and they're like, well, no, you're supposed to say yay or nay, and I was like, but it achieves the
That's
same.
what.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
that's what I
We
tried
had
to do.
that
I
issue
said
to do.
something. I said something by unanimous consent, and then someone was like second, and I was
We
like,
were
oh
like,
no, it's
no.
okay. You don't need to second because it was by unanimous consent. And then they were like, well, it says to, and I was like, okay, I remake that motion not
Not
by
by unanimous consent.
And then we had to go into a pro con period, and I was like, this is
Wait,
so
y'all
much
went into a
easier.
pro-con period.
Just
Just
called
went
the
into
previous
casual
question.
debate.
And then you had to go
No,
into
it was
vote.
literally
Yeah,
like
two
this.
votes.
In high school, I was parliamentarian of like the state student government thing, and one of the big thing we did was the resolutions meeting.
Was it like voice?
Oh my god, I remember
No, it's
that.
FAC.
Because I submitted a resolution my like
Yeah.
freshman year and got absolutely destroyed as a freshman in front of everyone.
It was
What?
no,
Why?
no,
Is
no. These debates.
What the
It was
hell?
like one person per school.
Vicious.
Oh yeah, no. So it was like
I
it
don't
would
get
be
it.
like
What the hell is this?
you would be like it's like a 15, 16-year-old. Like you said, you're a freshman.
Is this a model?
Works
No, I
hard.
think I was
No. This
14.
is
I was 14.
the Florida Association of Student Councils, and we like meet to like discuss resolutions, and like a school can submit a few, and then the district reviews, and then a few move on from the district to the state, and then when it gets to the state, we all like one representative from each school goes, and it's like a whole a presentation, whole pro con, basically like, but the pro con was unlimited. There's a ghost. The pro con was unlimited.
Guys.
So it was just
Should we get the fuck out of here?
infinite like conning, and it was like when there was a bill that was bad, people would just stand up one after the other and just ruin.
And these are
this
high
bill.
school students?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's what I've heard from everyone.
Absolutely.
but it was brutal.
This year wasn't as bad as last year.
Okay,
but
good.
And
absolutely.
I remember this is when I learned what previous question was. A kid stood up and moved for previous question, and everyone's like, what does that do? And he goes, it means we end pro-con debate. And everyone's like, yes! And it was like, he was like the hero of the conference because he knew about previous question.
Yeah, like people started like destroying like where are you gonna get the funding for this, and I was like, it's in the resolution. I was like, it was an escrow account. I know an escrow
Where'd you go to
account
high
was.
school?
I went to
was a
Breeze
what?
High School. I was District 1.
District 1.
Yeah. Huh? It's like basically like money that comes from taxes and you put it into like a fund. I don't know, my mom, she was a teacher. She was like, oh, you could do this because I was like whipping it up because apparently it was due the next day. And I was like, okay. And it was legal. And so I was like,
No,
okay.
the FSU student body vice president, he like recognized me from FASC.
That's
That's crazy.
And like there are a bunch of people that like I'm like that like are in UFSG that like did it. Like Wilson did it.
What's it called?
Johnny did it.
Someone recognized him from like Vision Party launch video.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
He's recognized as Daniel all the time. You can't miss the kid. He's lanky and tall.
FIU.
Oh, you mean someone at the conference?
Yeah, they
Yes.
recognized Blake.
What?
The Vision
Yeah.
FIU, right?
Yes. What the hell was that?
You look familiar for some reason.
No, he totally
In my
made
head.
that up because he saw you and then he went to the Vision campaign thing
Oh,
and
really?
definitely
Really?
yes.
Dude, I
that's
was
100%
so
what happened.
thrown
There's
off.
no way he remembered. That was the same kid who was like that was the same kid who kept being like, guess who's in our Senate? It was that guy. I liked him. He was funny.
Who's in their Senate? Oh.
You're saying it like.
Oh, I don't know. Well, because I don't want to like be talking. I don't want to be talking about specific people in case like.
wait,
On the record.
were
Yeah,
you
not,
there
like,
whenever
meanly.
whenever some of the students during one of the hypothetical, they're like, oh, we just have the police remove them.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it was FGCU.
FGCU was
They were like-
goated.
But they were like
The
someone who's
hypothetical
like-
was like student orgs are upset because they didn't get money and now they're filibustering a meeting.
Yeah.
No,
what do you-
this
No,
was
it was
the
a
one where
personal
they were like
attacks.
that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, they were like they can't filibuster.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
And
they
they're
said
like-
like,
What do you mean they
Because
can't?
they have 5 minutes for all public comments.
Yeah. 2 minutes. 2 minutes
up.
each.
Wait, there's one where the Senate president gets to determine whether or not, like, for
Someone's
how long somebody
absent.
gets to do a public.
I
No,
thought
it wasn't
No, that
that.
was
It was like
FIU,
it was
and
like
that's a
at any
different
point
case.
if they're disrespectful, they could just get their time cut off. And
Yeah.
we were like, how do you determine that? And there was like the Senate president. I was like, that's crazy.
And then Eric
I'm
Davies in the
fired.
corner was like, actually.
yeah,
Eric
was
from
like, hey.
downtown.
he was like,
That's kind of objective.
yeah.
Wait, the one from FIT or whatever?
Eric Davies is UF. And so he
Yeah,
was
he was
sitting
like-
like
he was
in the
very-
He was
corner
the
and it's
recent-
I
all
follow
the
the
way.
wrong J on Instagram then.
Oh.
Does he see- Wait.
No, Eric is cool. You've
is
seen him. You'll know who he is.
Eric was on
He's a
exam.
He's also the
replacement
Bronson
senator,
teacher.
but he's
Like
really
Bronson.
good friends with
Do you
Bronson.
remember when we were doing RNA in the really long meeting and you were like, and we were like, I don't know who was permanent, but we know he was.
Eric Davies,
It
you're
was
like
him.
you're like
No,
oh,
but okay, wait, but who is the guy from FIT?
Don't know where Tiffany is.
FIT? I don't know.
Tiffany?
that sounded like a dad, like calling like a kid to come down the stairs.
I thought so.
And Tiffany, dinner is ready.
Tiffany, your interview's ready.
I just got buffalo sauce
That's a
in my
crazy take, bro.
Oh.
Tiffany, your interview.
That'll wake you up.
eye. No, actually it did.
Oh wait, so you had to work with Dr. Mel?
Yes, I did. She was scary.
Yeah.
Who?
Dr. Mel was like she was the most ominous figure ever. She was like the state.
Oh, in this
She was like
fast-
yes.
fast-
She was
Fascist.
she was the
Fast
state. She was like the state advisor, and she was so mean.
Really?
Really?
And she was like so scary for everyone because she would just be like she would just like loom around the conference, be like, "You're wearing that at this?" To people.
Yeah.
Abby Lee
What?
Miller.
No,
Like,
actually.
I would be like, oh,
And,
this
and,
shoe?
and like she'd be like walking and someone would say like a like swear word and she'd be like and it was like oh my gosh like she'd walk by and we'd be like guys Dr. Mel's here.
we had one like that in my middle school, and her name is Miss Messenger. And I was in 8th grade, and my brother was in 6th grade, and I had her in 7th and 8th grade, and she like loved me. And like it's you know how like English teachers, not all the time, because
Yes,
sometimes
I
people
know
are
exactly what
objectively
you're
really
saying.
good, but sometimes they're like only grade you based on like whether they like you or not.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
That's why I joined Battle of the Books in 7th grade.
Yeah,
Fire.
for real,
Hey.
for real.
Hey.
So
Fourth grade.
yeah, she was like a terrible
did.
person, and she had like a Diet Coke addiction. And
They all do.
I know everything.
And she didn't get pregnant though. That was different. And then
wait.
Wait,
because
oh no,
English
because
teachers,
oh
yeah,
my
have a
god, they
stereotype of
always
like
get
getting
pregnant.
pregnant. Anyway,
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
English is that's so valid.
No, like
Okay,
yeah.
hear me out. Hear me out.
These minutes
they're
are
just
these like for your
kids.
recording?
So
That would be
okay,
a really fun RNA.
basically, wait.
FIU, I hope you're having a great time listening to this.
Oh my god.
Dude, that's actually so valid.
Okay. Basically, yeah. So my brother came in to hand in like a field trip permission form, and there were supposed to be 2 forms, and he only got my mom to sign one of them. And so Miss Messenger took it, and she like gave him like the nasty. She looks. Anyway, I'm not gonna say it because it's mean. But anyway, so she looks at me and she goes, "Permission to make your brother cry." And he was in 6th grade and I was in 8th grade, and I was like, "You've never needed anyone's permission to do that." And I was like, "No."
So
Like,
if you were just
hello.
like, if you were just like, do it.
Well, no, I was like, "What's wrong with you?" Like, and I was like,
No, that's so weird.
yeah, it was weird.
Wow.
She also confiscated my phone because it was on vibrate, but it was like vibrating in my bag, and you could still hear it.
That happened in 5th grade. I couldn't figure out how to turn it off, so I just wrapped my phone in tissue.
I used to do that. Oh my god.
I didn't know how to turn off vibrate, like how to like make it silent.
You didn't even power it off. You were just like, "Fuck it, I'm wrapping
I
it."
don't know why. I was like so weird
Yeah, I
about
know.
powering off
No,
my
same.
phone. I was like,
I would wrap it. I wouldn't do the scissors thing, but I would have my hoodie on me.
Yeah,
always.
I know
I'd
people
wrap
grab it
in
in,
my
like,
hoodie.
jackets.
I'm going to bring this up to the committee because I don't know how to respond to this. Tiffany responded, said she's available around 3 for a call. Didn't give me her phone number. Said, "I will be returning to Gainesville on the 26th. Is this too late for the position?"
Yeah.
26th of what? Oh.
Yeah, that you'd
Because she's
be
applying
out.
for summer.
Let's
Or a sophomore.
Well,
focus
because
on.
No, that's already 3 absences. She'd be out of Senate.
Yeah.
Tell her.
Did she want the phone in?
Like
Does she-
we like. Well, I
Well,
guess
what
are we
seat
supposed
did
to go
she
off of
apply
that?
It was sophomore.
I'll just reply and say.
Okay, technically,
She
per
applied
codes,
most-
are we supposed to take that into account or not when we make our decision? I think you should let her know. It might be in her best interest
Codes,
to
it
withdraw.
just says based on like the interview process.
Because if she interviews and it's like a great interview, are we maybe like mandated to just treat it as if she?
Well, she didn't even send her phone number.
I feel like in terms of like tabling seats, we've definitely said that.
Yeah, you're right.
We would
Yeah.
prefer to like
Give it to someone
wait
who
and
can serve
see.
it.
Yeah.
I would say.
I agree with that. Okay.
Here's what I'll say. Hey, Tiffany.
Because that's
thanks for
3
your
meetings.
response. Response. I would
She's probably
recommend
here for summer B
waiting
because summer B.
until you arrive to Gainesville,
July, no,
No, it's
31st, 28th.
as you
No, I think you're right.
could hold the position best at that time. Please let me
No one's
know
coming.
if you have any questions. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so-
Good.
Okay, Philip.
So it's just.
All right, so now I'm
12
calling
hours.
my sick king.
Wait, what does he say?
Can you ask him like, are you feeling better?
What is he running
Sorry.
for? Did he ask every interviewee that question?
Yeah,
Oh.
unfortunately I can't.
I was,
It was
I
a joke,
trying to
but
be
it's
nice.
real.
Like, that's kinda-
Joke. Record.
Graham.
Graham.
Yeah.
For the record,
For summer C?
For. It's a
Number
replacement
63.
seat.
All right,
Summer
I'm
replacement seat,
calling-
yeah, summer C, yeah.
I'm calling Phil.
Summer C.
Philly B.
Hey there, this is Zane, or Philip Bowers.
Oh, hi. Well, hey, Philip, do you go by a different name?
Yeah, I go by my middle name, Zane.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for calling, Zane. I hope you're feeling a little bit better.
Thank you so much.
So, just a quick phone interview should only be about 5 minutes.
Awesome.
You'll have 5 minutes whenever. Or could you mind stating your name and what you're applying for?
Yes, sir, Philip Bowers. I'm applying for Graham Area Senator.
Perfect. And you'll have 5 minutes whenever you'd like to begin. Your first question is, what motivates you to apply for this position?
So, to be honest, I really didn't think about applying for student government last semester or even like my first year. But 2 people in my fraternity, Santiago Alvarez and Cole Bennett, really enjoyed their time spent in it, and they recommended me to apply. And when I started looking into it more, I figured it would actually be a good opportunity because in my time spent at Graham, I just felt like the community and kind of like the Graham area leadership was a little lacking because I would go to like Jennings or Broward area and stuff, and their dorms would be like super lively and have like a strong sense of community. And Graham it just felt kind of like lonely and solitary. So that kind of motivated me to want to get involved and just help the area turn out to be a little better, you know?
Right. And your next question, what experiences do you have that would make you a good fit for this position?
So I've been the captain of multiple sports teams as well as leading and participating in multiple volunteer organizations and student government in my high school. and just those experiences of already being in leadership positions and sort of like helping communities grow in that way would allow me to transfer those skills and experiences into helping Graham area grow. And I already have a few ideas on what I can do to like kickstart that and get it going. So I feel like just my past experiences as well as like my ideas for the future would help me a lot.
Alrighty, and your final question, what are some ideas that you have?
All right, so my biggest things that I noticed when I was living in Graham was that the pool was very underutilized. Like during the start of fall semester, there's one Graham area pool party, and it had a turnout of over like 400 people. And since then, there's absolutely nothing. And I figured we could use events like those, either as like a fundraiser, like pay $2, show up, they have like some food. We'd use that towards whatever we need for the school, funding-wise, or we could put it back in the Graham area. But I feel like the pool is just a really underutilized asset for Graham that could be either just a social thing or for fundraising events, whatever. Also, Graham has the game area as well as their viewing area, which I know is used once or twice throughout the fall and spring semester as like a meet and greet or like kind of hangout thing. But the game area really is untouched, just like the pool. And the viewing area is super underutilized because there could be like movie showings or fun little game nights or things that could be going on, but just no one really touches it. So the pool, the game room, and the viewing area could all be utilized a ton. And then also in the Graham dorms, the Riker dorms and stuff, there's the common spaces could really use a lot of like renovations and upkeep. Like I know at Graham on the on the ground floor and the third floor, which is the guys' dorms, the televisions just don't work. And I remember one time someone brought in their own TV and they hooked up their game console, and probably like 20 people just crowded in the area and like spent a night together. So I feel like that could help bring everyone together and make some friends, socialize a lot more. But just doing like fundraisers with the pool and the game areas, doing more social events with like the viewing area, movie nights and stuff, and then putting some of that money back into the dorms could help the residents living, like their quality of life, as well as just creating funds for the school and for government organizations and stuff.
All right, thank you so much. Do you have any questions for us?
No, sir. I think I'm pretty good.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Yes, sir. You too. Thank you.
All right, seeing as we have concluded interviews, we are now into deliberations. We will deliberate for 3 minutes for every open seat, unless do you guys think we should
Excluding
recess?
sophomore, right?
Yeah, the two seats. It's only going to be off campus and Graham.
Okay.
Yeah, so
All right, you'll have 3 minutes whenever you'd like to begin.
this is for off campus?
For off campus
Okay,
first.
Got it. I personally love Shay. I think that he seemed like someone that I like the idea of what he said, where his internships in sales and real estate, working with different viewpoints and working with them, that experience will translate over to being a senator, and I think that's something that's very respectable. I think a lot of the times, especially that we've done well, at least in the past couple of weeks, like respecting each other's opinions, being very cordial, being respectful just in general, and I think having that kind of perspective is something that would help the chamber. Yeah.
I also really like how he kind of noted his like main motivation is because how much UF is given to him, he wants to give back, and I feel like that's a really good motivation to have like at the core of wanting to be a senator.
Okay, I'm like, I guess forgetting, but I know he mentioned it about wanting to like create a method of communication
Yeah.
between senators and their constituents, but I don't really remember like how he wanted to do that.
Yeah, he did not give a super specific idea, but at the same time, we have been looking for different ways to try to make sure that off-campus senators can interact with their constituents. Yeah, so I think that we don't necessarily have like a really specific solution yet in Senate apart from constituency, and maybe because it's one of his core interests, like I was going to say, he's got the right idea and he has like in mind kind of what we've been trying to do, so
Yeah.
I think he could be able to help.
I mean, I definitely agree it's an initiative we need to work on.
It was the fact that like he brought that up without even being in Senate in the first place. So I thought that it was interesting that he saw as a constituent that that was a need that Senate needed to fulfill, which is why I was going to speak in favor of this candidate too, but it seems like we're...
I will say, just like, obviously like it won't affect anything, but like just to like put it out there, so he is like involved in student government. he is an accent, which doesn't have a great relationship with the student body, I think, right now. I mean, actually, it really kind of depends, but, like, I don't think the public perception of that is necessarily good. So I guess, in a way, like, it is good that he's trying to create more open communication, because that is something that's been criticized about, like, the other branch, or the other part of SG that he lists on his resume and that I see in his application. It is a little concerning to me, but at the same time, it is a different aspect of SG.
To go off of that as well, like he specifically like mentions in the application, like it's taught him a lot of valuable lessons.
Yeah.
So being in those positions, you half the time he was an assistant director too. When you're an AD and a lot of things, even in cabinet stuff like that, a lot of the times like, you're not really doing like as a you're
Wait,
contributing.
not to interrupt,
Yeah,
really
sorry.
quickly, his one job was to publicize speaker events through social media, which is always done. Talk
Right.
about
Yeah. No,
that,
you're
so.
good. Okay. Yeah. Never mind. I don't know what that is.
It's a jarring noise. Please go off. Okay.
I woke up to that noise for like a year straight.
All right. We will now move on to 3 minutes for the open Graham seat. Anyone wishing to speak on the candidate?
Okay, I was giggling not because of him or anything. It was just funny because when he was like, "We are gonna raise revenue and then put it back into it," it was like turning Graham into a business. It was kind of funny, but I mean, yeah, he seems pretty passionate.
I liked the assertiveness in which he brought up in which he saw like a gap in utilization of different areas of Graham, and he had like super specific points as to how he was going to like promote Graham essentially. Also the fundraiser idea, I honestly don't know if dorms like need fundraisers because I've never seen that done in a dorm before.
But because they get their funding through like Congress.
But I thought that was an interesting idea. Anyway.
I don't think they're allowed to collect money for that anymore because of a big scandal that happened with embezzlement. Yeah, it used to be that you had to like buy a card. And does anyone else have anything to say? I don't want to get into the story and take up y'all's time.
I mean, I was gonna echo that. I was gonna say like a lot of the times, like with the dorm centers, it's like also a lack of like where you like understanding where you live.
Yeah.
The specific things like how Julia was mentioning, like the first and third floor and the ground floor and third floor rather. The TVs don't work. Like he's gone and done like his research on that. And I think that's something that like was supposed to law. Also, the whole sentiment, like obviously I don't know the investment story, but just having the idea.
I wouldn't expect it to
It was
go that.
so I don't really know like
wouldn't expect it to
hypothetically,
go
but if someone were, but anyways, I think that kind of just like having that motivation to have a very like charitable kind of like mindset, I think is needed, especially for dorms where a lot of these times like students like living on campus is not as like fancy sometimes living off campus. I mean, there are certain like core campuses that are around the same, but having the kind of sentiment to improve he specifically said the quality of life for students living on campus, I think is a really big thing. So I know.
Anyone else wishing to speak?
Yeah, not to take away from the investment story.
No. That low-key nothing to do with deliberations, so.
Yeah, we can talk about that after.
I was also just going to mention his experience in like leading and participating in volunteer organizations. I feel like he like clearly has passion for helping like communities grow.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak? Hearing none. We will now move into motions. Does anyone have a motion?
I do.
Yes.
Okay. I move to approve Philip Bowers for the open Graham summer seat by unanimous consent.
There has been a motion to approve Bowers for the open Graham summer CC by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion passes.
Yay. Follow up?
Follow up.
Okay. I move to approve Shay Rubenstein for the open summer C off-campus Senate seat by unanimous consent.
There's been a motion to approve Rubenstein for the open off-campus summer CC by unanimous consent. Are there any objections?
I'll object. I know it's not going to change anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remake that motion, not by unanimous consent.
All right.
And I vote
That
yes.
motion has been remade. We will now count votes. Cypher. Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I will abstain. In a vote of 3 to 1 to 1, that motion passes.
Okay. Follow up.
Follow up.
I'm assuming we're moving into the
Into agenda now. Sorry,
Yeah.
because we talked
Okay.
about all candidates.
I move to add all of the. Wait, I forget if we do this or not. To add those people who we just approved to the agenda.
They're auto added.
Okay,
to the
cool.
agenda.
Okay, I move to add all of the approved and failed absences from the R&E committee by unanimous consent.
There's been a motion to add all approved and failed absences under rules and ethics by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion passes.
And then follow-up.
Follow-up.
I move to make a special rule to hear and vote on all of those absences as a block by unanimous consent.
There's been a motion to add a special rule for all approved and failed absences to be heard as a block by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion passes.
Okay. Follow-up.
Follow-up.
I move to add all of the judicial nominations to the agenda by unanimous consent.
There's been a motion to add all judicial nominations from the Judiciary Committee under Replacement and Agenda Committee nominations. That's typically the way to go. Under Replacement and Agenda Committee nominations by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion passes.
Okay, follow-up.
Follow-up.
I move to add all of the legislation heard and approved by the Judiciary Committee to the agenda under first reading by unanimous consent.
There's been a motion to add all approved legislation by the Judiciary Committee this week under first readings by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion passes.
Okay, follow-up.
Follow-up.
I move to add the budget bill to the agenda under first readings by unanimous consent.
There's been a motion to add the amended FY25 budget from the Budget and Appropriations Committee under bills under first reading by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion passes.
Did I miss anything?
Don't believe
I think that's all. You legislation nominees for them. This is fine. Budget. And the amendments just auto go to the floor, right? We don't need to do anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
What else? Absences got added. I think that's
How
it.
many?
What? How many?
How many judicial nominations are there?
Four.
Yeah, feels safe. 4.
It's for the Elections Commission.
Okay. Who are they?
They went out and like when Aaron sent out all the
Here, I can-
legislation.
let me look at this.
They're
Hold
the
on. I
first
did not
four
look
at
at
the
this.
top. And I think you walked into Judish like right after they had all heard.
Oh, maybe.
It should.
Give me a second. Sorry, guys. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
Elizabeth Putnam, Connor Redfield.
Okay. All right. I have a follow-up motion.
Follow-up.
Yes. I move to add the 4 judicial nominations. I move to make a special rule to add the 4 judicial nominations to be heard and voted on as a block by unanimous consent.
There's been a motion to add a special rule for all judicial nominations to be heard as a block by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion passes. Are there any? Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
I moved to adopt the agenda. Oh,
Do you go set the date and time before you do that? Or-
Didn't since the date.
Oh, because you already did that. Okay, yeah, we already
We
did
did that a
that.
while ago.
Since the date and time was set
Last meeting.
for all meetings,
Yeah.
last meeting, we should be good.
In the
Unless
event-
we
don't
were
have to
changing,
change that. Do we just reset it?
we
Yeah.
reset it.
Okay, then I
I just
moved to
wanted to
adopt the
ask before
agenda.
we. Yeah.
No, yeah.
There's been a motion to adopt the agenda by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion passes. I move to adjourn this meeting at 3:12 p.m.